Oh, heck no. Why are you aiming your light at it? Yo, what's going on, my people? So guys, we are back with more Vita Carnis. Now, you guys sent me like very sporadic videos of Vita Carnis from previous subscriber horror movie nights, and I decided to go ahead and let's just watch them in chronological order. I thought that would be the best idea, so I'll know exactly what the heck we're getting into, because I know the previous videos of Vita Carnis was very creepy. And besides that, just thank you guys for a crazy amount of support. Let's dive right on in. Let's do it. All right, guys, so I found a playlist with Vita Carnis in chronological order. This is Vita Carnis Living Meat Research Documentary 1, Intro, and The Crawl. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, let me make sure. Wait, close caps too. All right. You guys been telling me about Vita Carnis for so long, so here you go.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
Parasites?
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
Okay.
First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are, and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity?
Okay.
From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means.
Electricity?
Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis. The dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth. Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere.
Dude.
Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance.
Alright guys, I'm gonna just put a pause right here. This reminds me of every freaking sci-fi horror I've experienced through video games, man. I mentioned this plenty of times before in other horror similar to this one, and I probably have in a previous video. This reminds me of the freaking flood in Halo, bro. This that's why my face is all messed up through this whole entire thing. To any Halo fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. The tendrils themselves reminds me of the flood. But besides that, let's continue. This or some Dead Space type junk. I don't know, man, but let's go.
One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well.
So they're
The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
No, we don't need to.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
You don't say.
The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
The heck was that? Hey, you just gonna end the first part like that? Oh no, we gotta see the next part. But guys, what I have to say for this one, honestly, I'm very, very intrigued, disgusted, and just like my skin is crawling right now. I got goosebumps just thinking about it, because you know, me and sci-fi horror freaks me the heck out any way or fashion. After playing Dead Space, the sci-fi horror that's in Halo, anything that I've read in books, it freaks me the heck out. Even some parts in, even though I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I remember this episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars when it's this freaking infected the clones. Like I can't stand that, man. It bugs the heck out of me. But regardless, this is freaking cool for the first episode. I'm definitely thankful that you guys told me about this. Let's dive on into part 2.
Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth.
Are
They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
It evolves.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
That's still too big.
Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would
Hold on. I don't know why closed captions keep getting cut off.
eventually die out. This is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests.
Heck no!
Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
That's nasty.
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets, and
This is where y'all messed up. This is where y'all stop. We have a problem with this in normal society. Stop making things that aren't supposed to be pets. Look at this. Did that look, man?
relatively domesticate them.
Don't domesticate
Nuisance
nothing.
or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
The what snake? See, nah, bro. Let me guess, people are making the meat snake pets too? See, nah, bro. I don't even really got much. I think I pretty much explained what I had to say from throughout this episode. Let's just dive on to the next. Let me make sure closed caps are on this time. Let's go. I'm not ready. I'm not ready at all. I'm not. Like, I'm getting more and more disturbed as each episode goes by.
The meat snake. The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length.
That is nasty.
Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
What you mean?
The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism.
Okay, that's good.
The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract, and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
So
unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed.
Bro.
A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
28.
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
Get all of them, man.
The meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
No.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold. Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals.
That's one way to use them, I guess, but that's
they are
still
extremely
wrong,
tame,
man.
not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, meat snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell. Our next creature is the mimic.
The mimic? Oh my god. Bro, how does it get worse? We're on the third entity and it keeps getting worse. The meat snake in itself doesn't seem like it's that bad of a threat because you don't see it attacking humans, which is great. That's fine. It's still freaking gross, man. And no telling when those things are gonna turn. They eat dead things and use their skulls as a face. Like, bro, that is freaking gross, bro. I'm shook. Ah, man. Let's just hop on to the next episode, guys. I don't know how many episodes we can fit in this one vid, guys, but...
The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped.
It's creepy.
The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Excuse me? Oh, nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans.
See, no. Why would you even let it get to that point of being that big anyway? If you see it that small in the corner, grab an axe and put it like, you gotta do something, man. Why would you let it get this big? It makes no sense to me. Oh my god, man. I'm just thinking contingencies in my head. Well, let's go.
Locate human populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
What the heck?
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Oh, it's actual footage? Oh. You better hope you got a window. Get a window. Jump out the window. Turn the light off! Turn your light off. Oh, buddy. Oh, heck no. Why are you aiming your light at it? Oh, my God, bro. Oh. Oh, my God. Alright. She asked for it. I'm sorry. Whoever that was, you asked for that, bro. You left your light on. Stay as hidden as possible. You flashed the light in its eyes, man.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop
And
into.
it has another evolution. It's a
If a
Pokemon,
mimic
guys.
has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes.
Dude.
This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route.
Okay.
4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area, and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey, and will move on.
Unless you flash a flashlight in
Be
its
safe,
eyes.
and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the Harvester.
What the heck? Bro, okay. I think we seen the Harvester before. You guys sent me a video, I believe, based on the Harvester, if I'm not mistaken. And I barely remember it. But I think we can possibly skip that one. But so far as right now, guys, I think we're going to stop it here. All right, guys, so that was Vita Carnis. So, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. This series in itself gave me the chills through the whole thing. I enjoyed every last second about it. You guys told me about this series for the longest time, and I'm finally getting into it, so thank you guys for letting me know. Shout out to my amazing community. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that sub button, join the community, join the Legendary Army. I do greatly appreciate you guys. We actually grew a lot from the last few videos that I've done, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys got any other suggestions for series, horror games you want me to play, anything of the sort, then please let me know in the comment section or in the community Discord. But I want y'all to go crazy in the comments for them theories. I want y'all to see those of you who haven't watched Vita Carnis before like me. But regardless, thank you all for watching. Greatly appreciate you. And besides that, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.